Welcome to a special edition of Woman of the Week here at XChange August. I'm Jacquie Rives, your Women of the Channel community leader, and joining me today is Abby Hansen, Vice President, Microsoft and AI for the APM Technology Group. Hi, Abby. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited. This is my first real life Women of the Week, and I'm excited to get to do it with you.
Fantastic.
So let's start off with my icebreaker questions. Where do you live and where did you grow up if that's different?
Oh, I grew up in Fargo, North Dakota, actually on the Minnesota side of the river, but born and raised Fargo, North Dakota. Can do the Norwegian accent if you want me to, but that is where I am from.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Do you get sick of the cold?
I hate the cold. Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Well,
I am always freezing. So someday I will be living in the South during the winter.
I love it. All right.
Yep.
Well, what is a little known fact about you that you're willing to share, with, just a few of my friends?
Um, I actually had never gone sledding until I turned age 40, and I live where there's a ton of snow. And so that was the first time I ever went tubing down a hill. And my kids were like, Mom, you never did this as a kid. And I was like, nope. So let's go. And now we make a chance to do it every winter. So it's good.
I actually love that. That's like a
Yeah,
special memory with your kids.
it is.
So,
Yeah.
a little bit crazy, but fun that you got to do it with them.
Yeah.
Well, Abby, tell me about your career path and how you've reached this amazing position that you're in today.
Oh my gosh, it's just crazy to think about the path that you go in order to get where you want to be, right? And I actually have an elementary ed degree and a coaching minor. And so when I graduated, there were no jobs. And I was substitute teaching. My husband at the time was like, Abby, you got to get a real job. Because they call, you cancel, you go back to bed, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not motivated. So I ended up working at a bank and I got involved in volunteering.
Hmm.
And I think it's really important to give back to the community. And I ended up joining an organization called the JCs. It's Junior Chamber International. It's for a group of 40 and under. And it was a lot like running a business.
Mm.
And you had to do business plans and put things on in the community. And I ended up being state president, national vice president. And because of that, I got my foot in the door at Microsoft. So my first job, I had 14 interviews.
Wow.
And Microsoft is intense, right?
It sounds like it.
It is. And you get to that 14th interview, and the director was like, You're a JC? And I was like, Yeah. And she's like, I'm a JC too. Oh my gosh, we've held some of the same positions within the organization. I'm going to hire you because I know what it's like to be a part of that organization.
Wow.
And so, because I was giving back and the grit of that got
Mhm.
my foot in the door, it was a 1-year contract. And I was working probably 60 hours a week, having the growth mindset of, I think this is where I want to be. I was on the Train the Trainer program for Microsoft Dynamics. I was working with people all over the world, and it was really cool. The contract ended, had to leave for 100 days. So no work, right, for 100
Okay.
days.
Yeah.
I left, got another job back at Microsoft as a vendor, and it was game over from there. So partner account managers from Microsoft, working in different facets, got recruited by a partner, went and worked them, built their sales team to the point of acquisition,
Hmm.
worked for that company for a while. And then Microsoft called and said, Hey, we want to offer you an FTE position. And I was like, this is kind of cool, right? And so I actually went to Microsoft and ran their Microsoft Modern Work practice for North and South America. Had a $1.2 billion quota. When my manager told me I dropped my spoon on the floor, I was like, but the billion, right? Like, this
Yeah.
is crazy. And he's like, yep. So from there, it got a little crazy. I had some things that went on, and I didn't really feel like I could be uniquely me in that position.
Hmm.
And so I left. I had neck surgery. And when I had neck surgery, Ingram Micro called. And they're like, hey, we want you to come run our Microsoft Teams practice. So did that modern workplace practice,
Hmm.
started their AI practice. And then this awesome partner that I'm with now said, hey, we want you to come run our AI practice. And so this is where I'm at now. I started a team from scratch a year ago, September. So in September, it'll be a year. We're doing great. And just really showing partners, customers, what does ethical and transparent AI look like, and kind of making some waves. And it's been so fun. I know it's a long story, but it's like you think about your journey in 21 years and You have to start somewhere.
No, and I love that you shared that journey. First of all, your career path is extraordinary.
Thank
And
you.
congratulations for a year. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And getting to start a new program from scratch I could tell the excitement looking on your face.
Thank you.
Um, but I love that you shared this from start to finish because it kind of opens the door for other people to see, like, okay, maybe it's not that straight up career path,
Yeah.
and you started out not even in IT.
Right.
And then look where it brought you into something so cutting edge and extraordinary. So amazing.
Thank you.
I would love, even though you shared so many things, I would love to know what is your most proud business accomplishment that you've made?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I was working with this customer when I worked for a partner, and I get really emotional. I get super invested. I wear my heart on my sleeve with
I feel like we're a
everything
lot
that I
alike,
do.
Abby.
Yeah, it's like, you become the customer with them. You're a part of their team, and it's really important to think about that. And I was working with a healthcare company in Minneapolis, live in Fargo. I was there once a week. It was hard. But they had been audited by Microsoft. And I worked with the Microsoft team, and I went in there and I sat down, and I didn't talk about the audit with Microsoft. I really talked to them about, what is going to move your business forward. This was a long time ago, right? New way of thinking is now that's how we talk, but I was talking that way like 10 years ago. And they're like, well, what do you mean? Nobody ever asks us that question. And I sat with all the C-levels, and they were telling me about how their data center failed them, on-prem data center. They wouldn't tell them when they were down, how long they were down, the risks or anything with that. And I was like, well, you have healthcare patients. Like, your platform has nutrition information, allergy medication. Like, people could die because your data center is down. And we actually helped them come up with moving all of their data to Azure. And it was really kind of cool because we once we did that transformation, they had like the 99.9% uptime guarantee and all of that. But that's not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is at the very end, we're sitting around the table, and I ask them, and I ask this of every customer, why do you do what you do? And they're like, nobody ever asks us that. And everybody went around the table and said, my grandma's life is saved by my company, or it helped my mom, or what we do actually makes an impact. During that part of that engagement, my grandma died on the table at knee surgery.
Oh my goodness.
And she overdosed because all of her medications were at different pharmacies and they didn't track it. And their platform could have saved my grandma's life.
Wow.
So when you think about how technology transforms you, it's much more than the technology. It's about the end impact.
Yeah.
And so just knowing what they do, I think that's my proudest moment, is knowing like I inadvertently helped people, but at the same time, it could have helped my family as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's an incredible story.
Thank you.
It just proves like asking the right questions and finding out more about the people that you're sitting with
Yeah.
and listening will just lead you to ways that you can be helpful and supportive for their goals and their needs, or in this case, their patient needs.
Right.
Wow. That's
So it's getting to impact moment, right? And you're
Yeah.
like crying at the table with your
Yeah.
customer, and we're all
I'm
like,
trying not to right
right. I know. It's like, and that's why it's like important to be empathetic with your
Yeah.
customer. And it's not all about making money, because you're going to do that inadvertently.
Yep.
It's really about true customer impact at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. I bet you left an incredible impact on them. I have no doubt.
It was amazing.
Well, I'm going to switch gears.
Okay.
I have one more question
Sure.
for you. So I want you to think back to younger Abby. And what is one thing that you wish you knew then that you know now?
Don't fake it.
Don't fake it. I knew you would come in with some great advice.
Yes. You can go to interviews and you can show up and pretend to be somebody you're not. And I actually have a mentee right now too. We have this conversation all the time. And if you can't show up every day and be uniquely you, you won't make it at that company. I once had a manager tell me that I was too bubbly The minute I got off the stage presenting to 1,000 people, and that I needed to be more stoic. I got on an airplane to go watch my daughter watch New York Fashion Week, and it was that moment I said, you know what, my daughter's gonna go kick ass at age 8 and walk a runway. She is gonna be uniquely her, and it's my time to be uniquely me. And so it's okay not to fit in. It's okay to push the boundaries. Somebody tells you no, figure out a new way and reapproach it later, but be uniquely you every single day.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my advice.
I love it. That's incredible advice. I feel like that definitely resonated with me, and I will definitely resonate with many of our audience. Abby, it was an absolute joy getting to know you a little bit more. I can't wait to get to know more about you. Thank you for doing our first
Absolutely.
in-person Woman of the Week. Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
absolutely. All right, women of the channel, please comment, share your insights. I know Abby would love to hear them and continue the conversation with you. So until next time, have an amazing week.